Hey guys, today I'm going to show you a start to finish project, but I'll also be showing you where I get my royalty-free images. So I was approached by GraphicStock.com to show you guys their site. And of course I said yes because I have used their site in the past and I love all their options for their royalty-free images. They actually have over 300,000 royalty-free images, photos, graphics, and vector images. So this is what the site looks like. And you can get here by using the link in the description box below. The link will also get you a free 7-day trial with 140 images that you can download. So when I first go to GraphicStock to look for an image that I want to use in a project, I start with the search box. And for this project, I wanted to do an image transfer, and I wanted something like a wooden door or some kind of door or something. And you can go up to the filter results and change you can search for just illustrations, photos, vectors. I like to do all just so I can see everything that they have to offer. The nice thing is that as you're searching and you see something you like, you don't have to download it right away. You can go over here, add to folder, click on that, and you can make a new folder or you can add it to folders you already have. Like I have a bunch of folders already started. So I'm just going to add this to my doors folder, and then later on I can go back and download it if I want to. GraphicStock has the largest unlimited download library of images on the internet, so it's easy to get lost searching through all the images. Like I go looking for one thing and then I get caught up searching for something else. You can browse down here by patterns, textures, all these different things, or categories and whatnot. And sometimes I just like to go browsing and see what ideas I can come up with as I'm looking, because the possibilities are really endless. With the $99 annual membership, you get unlimited downloads, and that can save you a lot of money when you don't have to pay per image. So you can go up here to account, and then you can go in your project folders and go back to the images that you saved. So I'm looking for an image of a door that I'm going to do an image transfer of in my journal today. So I can click on it and go over here to download. Now this particular image only has one option to download, and it's in JPEG format. Some of them have different options because you can alter them in Photoshop, and I mean you can alter all the images in Photoshop, but some of them have like text that you can alter and things like that. So then you just click on download, and however your computer does it, you can open it and print it from there. Using royalty-free images is important for us as artists, I believe, because there can be a lot of different rules and guidelines for using certain images when you're selling your art or even just making prints and selling prints. But GraphicStock comes with a 100% royalty-free agreement, which means that you'll have no issues when using their images. So you can check out the link below to get the free 7-day trial and download 140 images of your own, or just check out the images that they have. I mean, they have so many cool. This is in the category backgrounds. I could get lost looking at so these labels right here. I'm just browsing, talking to you guys, and I see these and I think, oh, that would be cool to organize my kitchen, or other labels to organize my craft room. I just get so many ideas when I'm just browsing. So again, you can check out the link below. And I already printed out the image that I'm going to use today, so I will show you how I made my project using an image from GraphicStock. Okay, here we go. So I have my book covered with two coats of gesso, and I'm taking some Liquitex matte medium, and I'm going to apply it all over my pages in a pretty liberal coat. I did get a little too much, I felt like, and I put it on my image and put an even coat all over my image. And then I'm going to press it into my book and make sure that there's no gaps or bubbles or anything. It's really important not to have any bubbles or anything so that the image can transfer completely. I'm rubbing with my fingers and my hands, and then also with a brayer to make sure it has full contact all over the entire image so there's no gaps. So then I waited about a minute or two and pulled back to see if my image was getting transferred, and it was. So I pulled back very gently the paper. And if you get any leftover paper, it's fine because you can use your finger to rub that paper off. So I'm just going in a circular motion really lightly and rubbing the extra paper off. The image looks kind of cloudy, and it's because there's still a little bit of that paper pulp left. But if you rub it away, it goes slow, but eventually you can get all that paper off and it will be much more clear. Now, if you rub too hard, if you notice on the left page, I have a big hole where I rubbed too hard. I got a little zealous and rubbed too hard, and now there's a big hole there, but that's fine. I'm going all over the pages with another coat of the Liquitex matte medium, and this is going to seal everything in and make everything shiny and look really nice. So now I'm taking a coat of Liquitex Professional Gesso all around the edges of my pages where my image meets the pages in the book, and the image didn't quite go all around to the edges, and I just want to blend everything together so you don't see those harsh lines. Now this is Liquitex Professional Gesso. I have tried the Liquitex Basics and I do not like it. It's really gritty and I just don't like it. But the Liquitex Professional Gesso is really smooth, really nice, and it comes in like a squirty kind of bottle. So you don't have to worry about it drying up on you. I'm also taking a baby wipe and kind of smoothing out those edges and making sure that there's a nice smooth gradient between the image and my gesso. Now I'm going in with some Liquitex Heavy Gesso, and this is actually like a kitchen spatula. It's like a Betty Crocker kitchen spatula that I got at the dollar store, and I'm using it to apply my heavy gesso. I'm taking the spatula and kind of holding it parallel to my book and putting the gesso on so I can make sure it's really smooth. Because this is thick gesso, it shows a lot of the marks and stuff from the spatula, but if you hold it kind of parallel, you can get it pretty smooth. So now I'm taking a Crafter's Workshop stencil. I believe this one's called Specimens, and also some Ranger texture paste, and applying that all around the background, or all around the edges rather. And I like the Ranger texture paste because it dries really quickly, like unbelievably quickly, compared to the golden modeling paste the golden molding paste or the Liquitex light modeling paste. It dries so quick. Like by the time you're done at the top, it's almost dry at the bottom, and that's why I really like it. So I just want to make sure that I have some texture around the edges. I don't really have a plan at this point as to what I'm going to do, but I knew that I needed a little something around the edges, and the answer is usually a stencil and some texture paste. I'm also going in with another Crafter's Workshop stencil. This one is like a ledger, and I'm just trying to there's like lines on the stencil, and I'm just trying to get those lines, not any of like the text or the numbers, but just the lines, and get those on my pages. Right, so now I'm taking some Handmade Modern acrylic paint. It's the Target brand in Robin's Egg, and some acrylic glazing fluid in satin. And I'm going to do a glaze around the edges around where I have the texture paste. And it's not really an exact science how much glazing medium you put down to how much acrylic paint. It basically depends on how thin you want the acrylic paint to be, and how the more glazing medium you put on, the less pigment you're going to have in your paint when you apply it. So I usually do like a dime-sized squirt of the glazing medium to a quarter size amount of acrylic paint, and just put that all around where the texture paste is, wait about a minute or so, and then wipe it back with a baby wipe, and it catches in those areas of texture that I applied with the stencil. You can wipe back as little or as much as you want. I like to leave a little more around the edges and wipe more paint away around the center. I really like that the color of the acrylic paint matches the color on the door perfectly. It's kind of serendipitous the way that happened. The way it happens sometimes when you're looking for colors and you find things that match perfectly that you didn't plan. So now I'm taking a football 1.5 millimeter pen, and it's got a very broad point to it, or a very broad tip, and it makes a really thick black line, and I really enjoy that. I'm just journaling a little bit about where my head was at when I was making this page and my thoughts on doors opening and things of that nature. I'm going around the edges with the Ranger Archival ink in black soot. And I'm also taking it, like, going on top of the texture kind of real lightly to get some of that ink to catch on the texture, just to bring some of that black color in a little bit. I'm also putting down some tissue tape by Tim Holtz and a messy little nest of black thread, and I'm going to put a flare on top of the nest, and I'm just scrunching it up so that it makes a nice background to the flare. And the flare is by Wow Studio, and it says Daydreamer. They have the best flare, and I really like the way this flare looks on this page. I'm also using the gold mica flake. Again, it wouldn't be a project of mine lately without that. And not only am I going around a little bit around my nest of thread with it, I'm also using it as an adhesive to hold down the thread, because it's basically the mica flakes and gel medium. The gel medium acts as an adhesive to hold that down. I'm using tacky glue to put down my flare badge. And now I'm going in with a stamp by Viva Las Vegas Stamps, and it's called Flock of Geese. It's actually, I think, 6 birds, and I cut 2 of them off from the top. And I'm going around stamping the 2 birds. I also stamped the cluster of the 4 birds in the upper left-hand corner, but mostly I'm going around the page with those 2 birds. Now I'm having a look at it, and I'm thinking that the stamp looks a little stark, and figuring out what I want to do to make that kind of look a little more blended or not as stark against the background. So I'm going in with some distress ink in black soot and a distress blending tool, going all around the edges, and also bringing it in slightly from the edges and applying it over that texture paste also, so it catches. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope you'll check out the link below and get your 7-day free trial from GraphicStock.com. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments down below. I recently got an app on my phone, so all the comments come through right to my phone, so I can get back to you as quickly as possible if you have any questions or comments. And also, you can click on the screen to these other videos, or also you can click the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. Thanks for watching. Bye.